So on this one, we're going to do what's called a T-streak. And with the T-streak, I'm going to take my plate, not on the lid side, but on the auger side. I'm going to take my marker, I'm going to draw the first line so that's less than half of the plate, and then draw another line. It's called a T-streak because it looks like you are doing this a letter T on the back. And so, while I'm showing you how to do this, I'm going to do like before and not clamshell it because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. But again, you would do this and clamshell it while you're doing it. So, this time you don't need the fire. So turn your fire off and move it out of the way. Again, you just want to keep your area as clean as possible. We're going to be using loop needles. It's called a loop needle because at one end there's a loop and at the other end there's a needle. Usually what I do, you can split it apart properly. I never do. We're not going to use this needle part, so I usually just put my thumb on it and push it through. If this breaks off, I don't care. The important thing is that once you remove this, make sure the loop doesn't touch anything. So have everything set and prepared and ready before you take the loop needle out. I'm going to get my paint. I'm using paint so that way you guys can see what I'm doing, hopefully. So you'll have a thin coat of bacteria on there. This loop needle, that little bubble, is roughly 10 microliters. So we're going to be plating about 10 microliters on here. What you're going to do is you're going to turn your plate and you're going to streak starting from the top of the T down without crossing the line and trying not to cross over where you already went. So like I said, you'll keep this clamshelled, but you're going to go like right here and then you're going to try to go back and forth without going over top of each other. Okay, so you can already see my paint is already, so don't do this, don't go over it again, I'm just trying to get my paint to go down. You can see that my paint's already diluted enough that it's hard to even see. So don't go over the track again, just go back 3 or 4 times, and then you'll come over to the end here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your loop needle, throw it away, and get a new loop needle. I'm going to use the same one because like I said, this is going to be trash anyway. So this would be a clean loop needle. What you're going to do this time is you brought that trail over, and I don't know if you can see it on my plate, but there's a trail there and you'll be able to see where you streaked at. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your loop needle so that you go through that streak, and then again you're going to go back and forth without overlapping over the whole area. When you're finished with that, you'll get a new loop needle. So this goes through a lot of loop needles. You'll throw it away, and again, one last time, go over the last streak or two, and then you'll sit there and spread it out there. So to show you with marker, because my paint didn't go very well, when you streak this, you'll streak it, you'll start at the top and go back and forth a couple times, trying not to overlap. When you come down to this area, you'll go through it once, and again, go back and forth, trying not to overlap. And then for this last one, if you go across the 2 lines, that's okay. But again, you'll go back and forth, trying not to overlap. The purpose of this is what's going to happen is we're hoping to take a concentrated culture and diluting it by streaking it. So we're leaving most of the cells behind, carrying a few through with us. So then when we take this new loop needle, we're going to carry some through, some will get deposited as we go back and forth. We'll have even fewer by the time we get down here. So then you go over it with the new loop needle, and again you'll streak so that hopefully by the time we get here, we'll get individual colonies. This is how you get the individual colonies that you use to start cultures. When you're finished, it's important that the media side, so the side that you did the streaking on, the side that your initials are on, goes up in the incubator. And again, this is because if any condensation forms on the lid, if you have it lid side up, the condensation will drip onto your plate, which will cause it to dilute and will cause it to smear out and ruin all your hard work. So you always put it in the incubator upside down. We'll put it in the 37-degree incubator and let it go overnight.